Okay, so this looks like there's a ton going on, but it's really not all that bad. The thing is, when you're working with geometry, there's a lot, and angles, there's just a lot of tiny little things to remember, but they're not tough things to remember. It's simply, supplementary angle, complementary angle, making sure you know how to add. And then really the new parts are, remembering that, oh, I have alternate interior angles that are equal to each other and things like that, okay? So really at this point though, what we want to do is we're looking to more or less find all the missing pieces to this triangle, okay? So we're trying to find angle 3, the measure of angle 3, the measure of angle 2, and then M and N. Okay. There's some basic rules that you want to remember. One of those that we're going to just hit right now is substitution. So you're going to want to make sure that you substitute out 53 for angle 4. So you know that this angle here is 53 degrees. Okay, so we're going to just start putting some of the given stuff in. You know that you have 58 for angle 1 right here. One of the other things that you do know, though, is that a supplementary angle is the same as a straight line, and that's equal to 180 degrees. And so that's what this whole thing is equal to. Which means if the whole thing is equal to 180 degrees, then the measure of angle 5 should not be very hard to find, right? This should be easy to find right here. Okay, so this angle right there should be quite simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the measure of angle 5, which is what we're looking for, and we're going to add to that the measure of angle 4, plus the measure of angle 1, and that is going to equal 180 degrees because it's a supplementary angle. So this is, again, just some straight basic arithmetic. 53 plus 58, and I'm going to put this back to just white just to make this go faster. So 53 plus 58, 8, 9, 10, 11, carry the 1, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 more is 11, so I have 111 degrees, and add that to the measure of angle 5, equals 180 degrees. What I'm really trying to find out is what's the measure of angle 5, so I know the measure of angle 5 has to be added to 111, or I can just subtract 111 from both sides and get the measure of angle 5 going to be equal to, what is that going to be equal to, 69 degrees? Yep, 69 degrees. So there is measure of angle 5. Measure of angle 5, let me go ahead and get back to it. Measure of angle 5 is 69 degrees. So that means if I add 53 plus 58 plus 69, I would get 180 degrees, which is what I need for a supplementary angle. Now, let's look at angle 3. So what's the measure of angle 3? Okay, so that's our next task. So what we did here, that was for measure of angle 5. Now we want the measure of angle 3. So what we're going to need to know is alternate interior angles are equal. So alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, and this is just a rule that you'll want to remember. So basically, all this means is if you can find something that's like a Z formation, this angle and this angle are alternate interior angles, but they will be equal to each other. Okay? So if I look at this, I can see I've kind of got a Z formation right there, which would mean that angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So these would be the same degree, 53 specifically. Okay? Now, this only works when this line and this line are parallel. Luckily for us, they've identified L and K as being parallel lines, so therefore this Z idea works really well. Okay? So, again, we've got a Z formation right here, meaning that this is also 53 degrees. Okay? And because this is 53 degrees, I can now look over to angle 5, actually, and I can see if I do another Z in the opposite direction, that angle 2 is the same as angle 5. So this is 69 degrees. So you can see I'm starting to fill in this triangle, right? Finally, last but not least, what we need to recognize is angle M right here, and we need to recognize angle N right here. Well, if I look at this line, this looks like a straight line to me, which means it's supplementary, and the same here, supplementary. So therefore, if those are supplementary, I know they're 180 degrees, meaning that 53, hold on, 53 plus the measure plus M, let's call it angle M, plus angle M, has to be equal to, yet again, 180 degrees. Now for the other side, what it would be is 69 degrees plus angle N has to equal 180 degrees. So it's pretty simple at this point. We just minus 53 and minus 53 here. So angle M is going to equal, what is that? Let's go 180 minus 50. We'll get ourselves 130 minus 3 more, so 127. Okay, so angle M is 127 degrees. And here we'll minus 69 and minus 69. So let's minus 70. That'd be 110. So angle N equals 111 degrees. Which is actually kind of interesting because if you notice here, here's 111 and 53 plus 58 is also 111. So this whole angle here is equal to that whole angle here, which kind of makes sense because it's it's another rule that I just don't think we want to hit, but just know that it's this right here is the same as this right here due to the fact of this line, and that line. Okay. Sorry this video was so long. There's just like I said, a lot of little things that you just kind of got to fit back together.